Okay, good morning. Welcome to the County of San Diego Administrative Center. And we're going to begin this meeting for Monday, January 9th. First, I'm going to ask I guess you're going to call the roll.
Thank you, Chairman Roberts. Supervisor Horn?
Here.
Supervisor Cox?
Here.
Supervisor Gaspar? Vice Chairwoman Jacob?
Here.
Chairman Roberts?
Here. As we traditionally do our first meeting of the week, we have first an invocation and then a pledge of allegiance to start the meeting. And this morning we're going to have the invocation given by our Sheriff's Chaplain, Carrie Norman. That'll be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be by Carson, Peyton, and Addie Gaspar. So if you would all stand, please, in respect for the flag, and we will start with the invocation.
The Bible admonishes us to rejoice with those who rejoice and weep with those who weep. Supervisor Gaspar, we rejoice with you and your loved ones on this joyful day of your swearing-in ceremony. Let us pray. Our Father who art in heaven, whose almighty hand all true power and authority rest and is bestowed, we thank you for the civil liberties and the freedom afforded to us in the constitutions of the United States of America and the great state of California that empower the people to choose those individuals they believe can and will best represent their hopes, their dreams, and their collective will. We ask your divine blessing upon our newly elected County Supervisor, Kristen Gaspar. Thank you for the experience, the leadership, and the skill set she brings to this office. We are grateful that in running for and winning this seat of power, she has embraced the motto of our county that states that the noblest motive is the public good. Grant to her, O Lord, the wisdom and grace necessary to live up to that motto and prove worthy of the confidence placed in her by the citizens she has been sworn to represent. As she enters into office, we pray that you might watch over her, that she might ever lead from a position of genuine conviction and upright character. Bestow upon her, O Lord, the wisdom not only to stand up for and fight for what she believes in, but also the wisdom to listen respectfully to those of opposing perspective, that she, along with her fellow supervisors, might deliberate the people's business with mutual respect and understanding in building reasoned consensus for the public good. We ask these things in your sovereign and most holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Please stand. With your right hand over your heart, eyes on the flag, ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I don't think we've ever had anybody give a pledge with such appropriate shoes on. I don't think you in the audience could see him, but he's got some beautiful shoes that display every color of the flag and look terrific. And Chaplain, thank you. I would just mention that the other supervisors are equally deserving of your prayer. They need your help too. So we'll put them in as a footnote. Okay, we're here for this meeting to swear in three members, two of whom have recently been re-elected, and a third who's joining us for her first official meeting. We're going to start, and we're going to go in order of districts. And the first is Supervisor Greg Cox, the first district. Greg will be sworn in by the former mayor of Chula Vista, somebody he's known for a while, former Mayor Cheryl Cox.
I just want to say Carson is not the only one that's got some snazzy new shoes. Oh. I think you need to come over here.
Pretend you're one family here.
Obviously, we haven't rehearsed this, so.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I
I, Greg Cox,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of
and the
California
Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of
and
California,
the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservations
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
You are hereby
Okay. Well, this is a true honor for me, and it's really a great privilege to be sworn in today for this new term and what will be my last term on the San Diego County Board of Supervisors. A lot of people deserve my thanks and appreciation for this honor, and I want to give them my deepest and most sincere thank yous. First, it's not possible for any elected official to work in the community every day and evening without the blessing and support of their families. I'd like to thank my wife of 41 years, Cheryl, and our two daughters, Elizabeth and Emily, who continually inspire and encourage my public service. And I'd like them to stand, and I'd like to give them a round of applause. I'd also like to thank the voters who endured much too much bickering and bullying during this past election cycle. Those who voted waded through the messiest part of democracy. I want to thank you for returning me to a nonpartisan office where I can continue to represent all the people of my district and in a very nonpartisan and respectful manner. I want to thank my District 1 constituents who are my partners in creating a vibrant quality of life in the culturally diverse communities in the part of San Diego County that I call home. I also want to thank Helen Robbins-Meyer, our brilliant Chief Administrative Officer. Her extraordinary staff, executive team, and the hardworking employees of the county who consistently go above and beyond the call of duty. Together, we serve more than 3.3 million people of this region doing what government usually chooses not to do, and that is to embrace innovation for better and smarter ways to serve the public. The safety of your homes and families continues to be my highest priority. We are achieving safe neighborhoods because of our sheriff, our district attorney, our chief probation officer, and the men and women under their commands who partner with our board. Together, we will meet and overcome the new challenges caused by the shifting of responsibilities for incarcerating and monitoring criminals from the state of California to the county of San Diego. We are working together to develop effective reentry programs to launch offenders into constructive roles as they are released back into society. As I begin this new term, I am just as excited to serve the people of my district today as I was when I first had the opportunity to join this board. I will continue to do everything that I can to create and maintain good jobs in the county and improve the economy of our region. We have so many exciting possibilities in this region of the country. Our high-tech, biotech, defense sectors, the small businesses that have always been our backbone in San Diego, and now a vibrant blue economy and dynamic transborder commerce are all showing gains. I believe the intellectual capital and work ethic we share in San Diego will overcome the economic challenges that we may face in the future. I want to lead a smart government and to hope and to build stronger partnerships with the several excellent universities in our region to help solve the challenges we face, and also to draw on the expertise of our strong, innovative business sector as partners. In 2016, I was honored to have been elected by my peers across the United States to a top leadership role that will lead into my serving in 2018 as president of the National Association of Counties. In this new leadership role, I will advocate nationally for the needs of counties, especially the County of San Diego, and to ensure that we are not left out of the decision-making that will be going on by our newly elected leaders in Washington, D.C. I also look forward to working with other counties on innovative ways to meet the needs of people while also showcasing our award-winning programs and services. This spring, I will wrap up my service on the California Coastal Commission. But public access to beaches and the coastline that are the jewels of the County of San Diego, as well as clean water and ecologically healthy bays and watersheds, will continue to be a priority of mine as a county supervisor. I have long fought for our most vulnerable members of society, especially our foster youth. A few years ago, I developed the School Success Initiative to connect foster youth to specially trained social workers for stability and support to improve their school attendance and academic success. This term, I will work to develop an academic tutoring program, made up of volunteers who will lend their knowledge and expertise to shaping these young minds and helping them to achieve a higher level of academic success. Some members of our region's aging population also need our attention. While most grandparents are resting and relaxing and enjoying their golden years of retirement, there is a population who, through no fault of their own, find themselves raising their children's children. Grandparents raising grandchildren reside throughout our region and come from all walks of life, ethnicity, and income levels. There actually are 23,000 of them in our county. I will continue to work on their behalf to ensure that they have the resources and support they need to successfully raise their grandchildren, and will continue to work with Supervisor Diane Jacob on a wide spectrum of senior care issues. Homelessness is a major challenge facing our region. Homeless individuals with serious mental health issues are the least likely people among us to be able to secure and maintain housing without intensive assistance. That is why Supervisor Ron Roberts and I teamed up last year to launch Project One for All, a comprehensive strategy that combines housing with wraparound services to assist this vulnerable population. I want to see a coordinated system of housing and treatment services for this population in great need that share our streets, but sometimes do not share our sense of reality. I want to continue to protect the environment while at the same time creating and expanding desperately needed regional parks and an entire corridor of connected trails and amenities for residents to enjoy the outdoors. I look forward to working with the community and our County Department of Parks and Recreation to plan and build 2 campgrounds in our South County regional parks. My vision is for these campgrounds to become places where residents can play, exercise, and simply take a break from the noise and hectic pace of our urban world. Campgrounds are hubs where we can educate the community about the importance of our environment and our local natural resources. I'm excited about moving forward on a mountain bike challenge course in our county park system. Active recreation is extremely important because engaging in physical activity increases the health and quality of life for San Diego residents. That's why I've worked so hard over many, many years to complete the Bayshore Bikeway, a 24-mile bicycle path that loops around San Diego Bay. This iconic project is now fully funded. Over the next 4 years, I am committed to completing the bikeway so that generations to come will be able to enjoy San Diego Bay in a healthy, sustainable way. But we need to exercise the mind, not just the body. That's why I'm so proud of the fact that in the past 11 years, our county has built 11 new branch libraries, including the most recent one to be completed in Imperial Beach. We will soon be having the opening of the Imperial Beach County Branch Library. It will be, without any question, the most awesome library in our library system. I will continue to enhance and improve both our library services and literacy services so that all of our residents have access to information to improve their lives. We do what we do on this Board of Supervisors as a team. I want to thank my longtime colleagues on the board, like Supervisor Bill Horn, who have proven time and again their willingness to come together on issues for the public good and who envision and embrace change and just keep making the county better for the people of this region. I also look forward to working with incoming Supervisor Kristen Gaspar, who will bring new energy and new ideas to this board. I will continue to partner with my colleagues on the fiscal discipline and good stewardship of public resources that have allowed us to build reserves and save the taxpayers literally millions of dollars on capital projects by paying cash and avoiding bonded debt and interest payments. I want to leave at the end of this term knowing the public and county employees have clean, safe, smart facilities in which to carry on the business of government, which is serving the residents of this region. I would hope that we institutionalize the principle of no deferred maintenance and our practice of spending one-time dollars on one-time expenses. I want to thank my own invaluable team of very competent and professional staff led by my Chief of Staff, Pam O'Neill. She has been with me from practically day one, and I owe her such a debt of thanks for her leadership and commitment to assisting me and our staff perform the duties that we perform. I also want to acknowledge and thank the members of my staff. Many have been with me for 15 years or more, including Cheryl Cruz, Mary Lou Estrada, Michael De La Rosa, Luis Monteagudo, Kia Pollard, and Victor Avina. It's a great team that has been working just untiringly on behalf of the county, and they certainly know the county of San Diego, they know the First District, and they assist me each and every day in making my priorities and my commitments a reality. And finally, I want to thank all of you for attending today, for your civic commitment and your interest in county government. I look forward to our conversations and to listening to you and working with you over the next 4 years. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Greg. Our next swearing in will be from the Supervisor of the 2nd District, our Vice Chairwoman, Diane Jacob, and she'll be sworn in by our distinguished Sheriff, Bill Gore.
Are we on? Okay. If you'd place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Diane Jacob,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you, Sheriff, and good morning, everyone, and God bless the rain. Wonderful. Not good for travel, but we need the rain. So, Sheriff, you did me a great honor this morning in swearing me in, and I greatly appreciate it very, very much. Of course, you would all think that I would have memorized it by now. This is not my first rodeo. But seriously, to you, Sheriff, and to all the men and women in uniform and law enforcement and the military, my deepest appreciation and thank you all for what you do in keeping us safe each and every day. We owe a debt of gratitude to all those who wear the uniform. Now, 4 years ago, I had a fire chief that gave me the oath of office. And this year, of course, Sheriff Bill Gore did the oath of office. And maybe, just maybe it's true that there's something about a man in uniform. Pretty awesome. In fact, I married one, a Navy pilot, Greg, eat your heart out, 55 years ago. We were very, very young. I am extremely excited about starting my 7th term. There's still a lot of things to do. I'm very grateful to so many people and looking forward to working with you. So many issues to address. Public safety has always been #1 priority, to senior care, to improving our parks and our roads, and to making sure that taxpayers are getting the best bang for the buck that we can possibly give all of you. A new generation of leaders will soon be sitting on this board, and beginning today with the swearing in of Supervisor Kristen Gasper. Kristen, I'm excited. We need to make sure, though, not just Kristen, but the other leaders that will come behind us will inherit a county government that we can all be proud of. Kristen, I want to especially welcome you officially. It's great having you aboard, and I know we're all looking forward to working with you. And plus, it's not just me and the boys anymore. On February 1st, I will have the privilege, I think, of delivering the annual State of the County address. I say I think because there's a vote tomorrow, and that'll determine whether I will be doing that. I'll size up at that time what we're doing as a county and lay out an agenda that will help to guide us through the next 12 months and beyond that. I've got some big ideas for 2017, and I'm not going to give them away right now. I'm going to hold you all in suspense, but I'm going to tell you the title of the speech. The title of the speech will be 7 in 17. 7 ways to better serve the public and prepare for the future. So stay tuned on that. And February 1st, it'll be at the County Operations Center starting 9 o'clock. Is that right, Jeff? 9 o'clock? 10, 11? Oh, what do I know? Okay, 11 o'clock, you're all invited. Since Greg, Ron, Bill, and I teamed up on this board in the mid-1990s, we've come a long way, a really long way. When we came into office, the county truly was on the brink of bankruptcy, but few people knew that but us. What we did since then, and it doesn't take one person or just a team of 5 people on a board of supervisors. It takes a chief administrative officer at the time that we hired. It was a bold decision to bring somebody from the private sector to be our CAO, to bring business principles to government. That had never been done before, but it was very, very important to lead our administrative team. And as a result of that, and a result of all of our top management and all of our county employees, no exceptions, we are considered today as being one of the top fiscally sound governments at any level in this entire country. And we're very, very proud of that. It's a team effort, and we've made progress on many, many fronts, but you can't do anything unless your fiscal house is in order. So we've made progress on fire protection, parks, libraries. Greg, you said that one in Imperial Beach is going to be the best. I challenge that. We've got a few good ones in District 2 also. Health services, senior issues, so there's lots to do, lots we've done, but we want to build on our accomplishments moving into the future. And it's no time to pat ourselves on the back. We have a lot of work ahead, and there's always ways to improve. When you have a government, $5 billion budget, 17,000 employees, there are always ways to do things better. I want to thank my fellow board members for their support on so many issues, not all of them, but most. And thank you, too, to Helen Robbins-Meyer. She's fantastic. She's our Chief Administrative Officer, and she also, by the way, was from the private sector. And Helen, I just can't say enough good things about you and the work that you do, very quietly but very deliberate, and boy, is she tough. I can attest to that. And again, a salute to all of our managers and all our county employees for the great work that you do. And then you can't do it without a Cracker Jack staff, and I'm really blessed. Jeff Collins, my Chief of Staff, he's the longest serving Chief of Staff in District 2. Thank you, Jeff. I do have some former Chiefs of Staff, though, here. Mary Ball was my first Chief of Staff. Jeff Patno was a former Chief of Staff. And Adam Day, another former Chief of Staff. And I'm very proud of all of you for what you have accomplished in your lives, and that we still have a great relationship with that. Rest of my staff, Adam Wilson, Bob Spanbauer, Alice Ray, Mary Lou Glassman, Steve Schmidt, Matthew Parr, Taylor DuPont, and Victoria Floyd. A big shout out to all of you. You make it fun, and we do have a lot of fun, but at the same time, we get a lot done. Appreciate it very much. And thank you to my husband, Paul, to my family. Some are here today. Son, Tom. His family, Jacqueline and Nevada, held the Bible for me. Please stand up. And I might as well introduce the rest. My sister-in-law, Marie, my cousin, Jill. I think that's it. I think we did it. So thank you all very, very much. And most of all, thanks to all of the voters in District 2 and my constituents. And I'm a little bit partial because I think my constituents in District 2 are the best that anybody could ever hope for. Oh yeah, you're tough and you keep in touch, but you should. And I appreciate working with you, and I look forward to that in the next 4 years too. You've always had my back, all of you in District 2 for all these years, and I have done my best to have your back too. And in the end, because this is not going to be long, I'm deeply grateful. I can't tell you how deeply grateful I am to have served you over the years, and will have another 4 years to do my very best on your behalf. So please, again, thank you, and I promise to do everything I can to continue the trust that you have in me, and also the faith that you have put in me in this very, very important elected position. I don't take it lightly. Thank you so much.
Now, as the resident architect here on the Board of Supervisors, I want to put an end to this war of libraries. They're all awesome. I knew when Greg said it, he was going to start a little spat, but they're all equally beautiful. Some may be a little better energy efficient, but they're all wonderful additions. And with that, we will have our third swearing in. It's by our new supervisor, Kristen Gaspar, who represents the 3rd District, and we're honored to have Mayor, the hardworking mayor from the city of San Diego, Mayor Kevin Faulkner, here for the swearing in.
I, Kristen Gaspar,
I, Kristen Gaspar,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations, Supervisor.
Thank you. Let's see, is this one on? Can this one be on? Maybe we'll mix things up a little bit. See, when you go last, everybody's tired and they're ready for muffins and for coffees, so it's a little bit challenging. But I'll try to keep you awake. I'm told if you just move around a lot, that sometimes helps. Well, a quick show of hands. How many of you have noticed there's been a lot of rain lately? So I'm introducing my very first initiative, and that has been to end the California drought. And so far, I think I'm doing pretty well on moment 1 of my tenure here on the county board. Well, good morning. I want to tell you a little story before I begin about a great San Diegan. Her name was Florence Chadwick, and she grew up in San Diego, was born and raised. And like many of us, she grew up on the beach, and she loved to swim. She actually became a competitive swimmer at the age of 6, and for the next 19 years, she competed in swimming. Now, Chadwick was 34 on July 4th, 1952, when she attempted to become the first woman to swim the 21 miles across the Catalina Channel. But the weather that morning was really challenging. The fog was so dense that she could barely see the support boats behind her. The ocean was icy cold, and the currents and the tides were against her. And to make matters worse, there were actually sharks in the area that day. But at daybreak, Florence decided that she was going to move forward anyway, hoping that the fog would clear. Hour after hour she swam, but the fog, it never cleared. Now, following her in a support boat was her trainer and her mother, and they kept encouraging her to swim. And at home, Americans watched her attempting to make this effort, while other members of her support team were firing rifles in the area of the sharks to chase them away. She kept going and going. Now, at hour 15, it was the first time that Chadwick actually doubted her ability to finish the swim. And she told her mother that she really felt as though she couldn't make it. And unfortunately, at 15 hours, 55 minutes, Chadwick signaled to her crew that she needed to be pulled out of the water. Now, the problem was that the fog was so dense that she couldn't see the land. She couldn't see her goal, the coastline. She found out shortly after that actually the coast was less than a mile away. And she certainly could have completed that swim if only she had stayed in the water a couple minutes longer. The problem was that fog, it got in the way of her seeing her goal. And when she talked to reporters, she said, "I'm not making excuses for myself, but if only I could see that coast, I would have made it." So 2 months later, she came back and she attempted to make the swim again. And this time, the fog was just as dense as it was before. But she had faith that goal was indeed there, that land was indeed in front of her. And she went on to shatter a 27-year-old record and became the first woman ever to complete the swim. Now, we can learn a lot from this San Diegan as we try to take on some challenging issues throughout our region. Homelessness, public safety, regional transportation, housing, affordability, the creation of jobs are just a few challenges that we'll have to face. And the thing is, we won't always see the land. But the main thing is we have to keep our goal in sight. And before we ever enter the water, we have to establish our goal. Because the fog, it will come. That represents the unexpected. That represents the adversity that comes in the way when we try to tackle difficult issues as a region. And we can't let it get us off course. And we can't let it stop us short of reaching our goal. We have too much at stake here in San Diego. Now, you may be wondering what my number one goal is over my first term in office, and I can share with you that my top priority is to create accountable plans, to clearly define a goal, and to produce results in the challenging area of homelessness and regional public safety. Now, to combat the rise in homelessness throughout the region, we have to build on a network of individuals committed to resolving this issue through collaboration, through advocacy, and through the careful allocation and realignment of the resources. We have to define this goal before we ever enter the water. And we have to keep pushing, we have to keep swimming, because we have to meet that goal. Now, is it going to be easy? Absolutely not. It's going to be a major challenge for this region, but we have to get into the water and we have to keep swimming. Now, I want to share with you the fun part, and that is the boats that are behind me. You've met a couple this morning, and that's my family. I want to introduce you to my parents, Janae and Ralph DeSena. Please stand, and my brother, Steve. My mom especially loves this. She loves being called out in big groups. It's really fun for her. But I can tell you that these three are behind me no matter what. I could tell I'm joining the circus tomorrow and they would be there, ringside. But I'm really thankful for them because they have confidence in me, even in situations where I may not have confidence in myself. And then there's my husband, Paul Gaspar, of 15 years. Paul, please stand. Now, Paul gets voted the most likely to be cheering the loudest from that boat because he is my number one cheerleader. He's also, I can share with you, the least likely one to throw me a life preserver. Now, it's not because he wants to see me drown, but this guy knows that I can swim a little further, and if need be, I can survive an altercation with a shark. Yes, I can. And so I'm really thankful for his confidence and support in me. And I am the luckiest woman on the planet to be blessed with these three kiddos, Carson, Peyton, and Addison Gaspar. It really is a true privilege to be your mom. I know you want to come forward. Please stand. They want to stand again. Yes. And noticeably absent is my true loyal sidekick, my dog son, Frank. But thank you. I appreciate all of your help and support. I'm also thankful to all of my supporters and my campaign team. Even when I temporarily lost this election, that did happen. I actually lost before I won. That was kind of fun. But my supporters were there telling me how proud they were of me. But the truth is, I have been so proud and so humbled to have you beside me over the past year. It has been an incredible opportunity to expand a network and meet the many men and women that make San Diego the great place that it is. And I'm so thankful for you, and I'll work every day to make you proud while I'm in office. I also am very thankful that I have a new team of support to introduce to you. I'm really proud of the District 3 team that's coming together. Now, we are a tiny but mighty crew of 4. Yes, we have a little hiring to do, but I feel very confident with the man that's at my side, Dustin Steiner, my chief of staff. Now, Dustin needs no introduction in San Diego County. He has actually worked with Supervisor Horn over the past 9 years very dynamic and has brought on board to our team the talents of Christy Knight. She's serving as our health and public safety advisor. I also have my executive assistant, Linda Ruiz, and very thankful to have a land use policy advisor, Jason Paggio, joining on board as well. So I just can't wait to get to work and work with you over the next several years, and I'm very proud that you would choose to be a part of my team, so thank you. I'm also very thankful that I'm not swimming alone, thanks to my great colleagues. They have so much wisdom, and they've done such a great job over several decades managing this county. Thank you for embracing a newbie. I appreciate that, and for not throwing me to the sharks just yet, anyway. So thank you for that. I also will continue to build a partnership with Mayor Kevin Faulkner. Day one on the job included a meeting with Mayor Faulkner to work on a partnership together to combat homelessness in this county. I am so very confident in the leadership that you provide for this county and our ability to partner and work together to do some wonderful things for this region. And I just want to thank you. You've been a supporter for mine from the onset, and I'm so proud to have you representing San Diego. Thank you for your friendship. So I just want to also acknowledge that there's a great quote from Steve Case. He was a co-founder of AOL. And he said that a vision without execution, well, it's just merely a hallucination. And we, as elected officials, we get credit all the time when our visions become reality. But the reality is, we're not in charge of executing that vision. And the people who execute that vision are very special, and those are our county employees. So if you are a county employee, I'd like you to stand at this time and be recognized for the work that you do in helping us accomplish that vision. And I'll call you out by name, even though I don't know your names by now. But if you could please stand. I know we have some county employees. Yes. Thank you for the work that you do. And you won't be behind me in this journey. You'll be right there next to me. And I feel very privileged to have the honor to work with you. So in closing, I'll just say that I understand as supervisor that my tenure is going to be limited. And my goals will be achieved over my first term in office if long-term plans are articulated and they're in place. And support is built through short-term successes. And it creates a cycle that encourages a strong and successful San Diego. I'm just so pleased that you could be here today with me as I dip my toe in the water. It's the first time as your new D3 county supervisor, and I thank you for your time and attention today.
And now, just a couple more items before we adjourn for a reception in room 302, which is across the hallway. We have many VIPs here today, but I would be remiss if I didn't show a little partiality to a former county supervisor who's here with us today, and a longtime friend, former Mayor Roger Hedgecock, who's here in the audience. For those of you who were not announced as former chiefs of staff for Supervisor Jacobs, we will have slips outside. But if you choose to start at a lower level, we'll have applications for Kristen's office. So we have plenty of opportunity, job opportunities for you here today. But I want to thank all of you for being here, for joining us. This is an important day for all of us to see two colleagues who were reelected and a new colleague to take over a very important position here in the county of San Diego. So thank you. Thank you to the chaplain. Thank you to the kids that helped us with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join us for reception in room 302. Thank you.